Former President Barack Obama is hitting the campaign trail in Georgia today. He's hoping to rally support for Democratic Senator Raphael Warnock in the race that could decide control of the Senate. It comes as top Republicans are coming to the defense of Herschel Walker, who's denying a new allegation that he paid for a second woman to get an abortion. Senior White House correspondent Mary Bruce has the latest.
Both sides calling in their party heavyweights in the final stretch here in Georgia. Democrats turning not to President Biden, but his old boss, former President Obama, today with his first rally of the campaign season, throwing his support behind Stacey Abrams for governor and Senator Raphael Warnock. He's locked in a tight race with Republican Herschel Walker. Top GOP leaders like Senators Lindsey Graham and Ted Cruz now rallying around Walker, coming to his defense after a second woman claimed Walker paid for her to have an abortion. The former football star, who is publicly opposed to abortion, has said it's a lie.
I can tell you right now, they can't take me down because I'm a bad man. I can tell you that right now.
But he's not answering further questions.
Do you know the woman behind this latest allegation? Were you in a relationship with her, Mr. Walker? Have you ever pressured a woman to have an abortion, Mr. Walker?
With the race tightening, Walker's supporters tell us the allegations, even if true, don't matter.
There's no proof at 13 days before the election, so it has no bearing with me at all.
If Walker helped women, pressured a woman to get abortion in the past, does that matter?
What you do when you're in your sinning phase of life, which, I would not hold it against him.
Democratic leaders showing some concern. The top Democrat in the Senate, Chuck Schumer, caught on an open mic.
Now, Schumer doing a bit of cleanup after that, telling a reporter Democrats are doing well across the board, that he does think they will ultimately keep the Senate. But, Diane, as you know, so much of this always comes down to turnout. And here in Georgia, they're actually breaking records. Nearly 1.3 million ballots have already been cast. That's nearly on par with the early vote in the 2020 presidential race. Diane.
All right, Mary Bruce, thank you. And I want to bring in ABC News political reporter Brittany Shepard live now for more on this. Brittany, former President Obama could not hold on to control of the Congress during the midterm elections when he was actually president. How much of an impact do you think he can have this time around?
Well, Democrats are hoping he has a huge impact. They are going to the mattresses by bringing their toughest, most impactful surrogate, Obama, to the Peach State. The party overwhelmingly supports him. In fact, they support him over President Joe Biden. His favorability ratings are almost 50% over President Biden's approval ratings here. And there's lots of critical issues happening in Georgia, probably principally for Democrat, is a split ticket, meaning that there's lots of Democratic support for Raphael Warnock, but not so much for Stacey Abrams, which is an issue for Democrats nationally. And keep the Senate is one thing, but losing the gubernatorial mansions is a big deal for President Biden, kind of losing his agenda. We have gun rights, abortion, Roe v. Wade, election security. If you lose the gubernatorial mansion, you kind of can't legislate on any kind of local level. So they're hoping that Obama can kind of galvanize that support against Stacey Abrams in her rematch against Brian Kemp.
Now, President Biden, on the other hand, he is expected to campaign in Philadelphia today, but for the most part, he's been staying off the campaign trail, touting his economic policies instead. What's the strategy there?
Well, he's been essentially ghosting voters. It's been pretty fascinating. At the same part in the campaign for both Trump and Biden, they've had at least a dozen campaign rallies. Biden's actually taking a book from part of Obama's advice is to remind voters that you can make their life cheaper and easier. That's why he's been stressing his economic agenda. That's why he's been pulling oil out of the strategic reserve. That's why he's been trying to be in conversation with Saudi Arabia and try to remind voters that he can make their life a little bit cheaper.
And while I have you, Elon Musk now controls Twitter. A lot of people are wondering, will he allow former President Trump back on the platform? How could that impact the election cycle if that happens in the coming days?
Talk about an October surprise. I mean, I don't think Trump will make a big impact with getting voters out in the polls, but he's been quick to decry election denierism. And if he's back on the platform by the beginning of November, he can give a lot of credence to a lot of election deniers who, if they come out empty, we're going to need his support at the top.
All right, Brittany Shepard, we appreciate it. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.